Hey everybody, Gary Serra here with Gary Serra and Associates with your November market update. Obviously, everybody's gearing up for the holidays now, and Christmas is coming obviously in less than a month. But let's look at the numbers for what happened in November for the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. So the board is showing that in the month of November, there were 1,608 sales that happened, and that represents an 18.2% decrease from October 2018 and a 42.5% decrease from November 2017. Pretty dramatic numbers, and obviously looking at last year, not surprising because it was a very busy year last year, but we definitely are seeing a drop from previous month. Whether that's seasonal because we're kind of gearing up to the holidays is yet to be determined, or whether it's just the market that is still continuing to shift. If we look at current listings, there are 12,307 homes listed in November, and that represents a 5.2% decrease from October, which is a good thing, a little bit less inventory, but a 40.7% increase from November of last year. Again, way more supply, less demand. Looking at market definitions, what does this mean in terms of like sales to active ratio? Every month I like to sort of refresh everybody about what this means and what these percentages define as. So for a seller's market, anything that's 20% or over is a seller's market. A buyer's market is sales to active ratio of 12% or under, and a balanced market is anything between 12 and 20%. So if we look at the numbers, sales to active ratio for November, with condos, it's at 17.6%, which is defined now as balanced. So we are now in balanced market with condos. And townhomes, 14.7%, and then, which again is balanced. And detached is in buyer's market at 8.9%, and combined ratio is 13.1%. Again, just out of buyer's market, but just on the verge. How does this compare to last year? So with condos, last month rather, was at 20.6%, and then this month we were at 17.6%. So we are seeing the numbers continue to drop. So we actually, condos have finally gone, and this is important, from being in a seller's market to now high balanced market. And we definitely are seeing that in our business as well. Properties are not selling right away. We've had to do price reductions on 4 out of our 5 listings, and we're not getting the activity that we had been anticipating in previous months. When we look at townhomes, last month was 17.3% sales to active ratio, and this month 14.7. Again, numbers are dropping, things are trending down. For last month in October, detached homes 10.3%, again, still in buyer's market, but in November 8.9, so dropped even further. And then our combined ratio for October was 15.1%, and in November is 13.1. So all across the board, we've seen the numbers continuing to trend down and essentially go further down the scale and drop. Again, we don't know what this means in terms of, well, we know what it means in terms of the market basically is trending down. Whether it's, I think it's a combination of the market conditions and a shifting market where we are continuing to see the numbers drop and the demand drop. I think part of it might be seasonal as well, because we are getting closer to the holidays, and traditionally this time of year does start to slow down. We have several clients that have properties listed or thinking of. We are definitely telling them either we get it on the market now, or we get very proactive about how we price right now so we can get it sold within this window before Christmas, or we wait and hold off until the new year. So 3 of our clients are actually going to be waiting. So it's a bit of time of year where you kind of have to strategize around. Moving forward, going to benchmark prices. So benchmark price for Metro Vancouver is currently sitting at $1,042,100. That represents a 1.4% increase from November of last year and a 1.9% decrease from October. So prices are still showing as the benchmark up from last year, very slight, but a decrease from last month. So again, we're seeing a month over month trending downwards. Looking at market highlights from the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver for November, a couple things I just want to touch on here. Detached benchmark price for homes is sitting at 1.5 million. Average days on market, 55 days. Townhomes, benchmark price is sitting at $818,500, average days on market, 40 days. And apartments or condos, benchmark price is sitting at $667,800, and average days on market is 34 days. So these numbers for sure we're seeing have trending upward. We're seeing way more days on market for across the board, even on the condo market. So what does this mean for you? And every month I like to talk about this. Again, I can't stress enough, anybody who's looking to move up in the market, whether from a condo or townhouse into a house or what have you, or a smaller property into a more expensive property, it's an awesome time to do that, because with the market trending down and prices trending downward, this is the time where you actually will make money when you move up in the market. And obviously a good example of that is if you're selling a property at $1 million and it's now worth $100,000 less if the market dropped by 10%, let's say, and buying a property at $2 million, that property has dropped $200,000, you're actually making $100,000. So very basic numbers, but gives you a nice sense of what I'm talking about. If you're thinking of selling, timing and proper pricing is everything. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this is what I've been saying just a minute ago with even the timing of seasonality, and also if you are thinking of selling, sooner rather than later. And if you are on the market, the longer you sit, the less you're worth in this market. So pricing is absolutely everything, and being very proactive and realistic about where the market is and staying ahead of the curve is crucial. If you're thinking of buying, there's less competition. So, we're working with several buyers, and there's way more time now to do due diligence of writing offers, having inspections, and really doing due diligence and getting great deals for our clients. We are able to negotiate great opportunities for clients. We had recently a buyer that purchased a property, and we got almost $100,000 off the asking price, which is fantastic. So, and finally, in a shifting market, strategy is everything when it comes to selling. Again, as I said, it's all about really being on top of the market, being proactive, not just doing a wait and see and sitting back. And everything, it's not just about putting it on MLS now and it's going to sell. It's really going to be about all the pieces of the puzzle working together. Proper staging and showing the property, proper marketing, and having an effective plan. And if you are not working with us but working with another agent, make sure you're clear on what that plan is and make sure that it's a proactive plan that is going to be responsive in this current market condition, because you have to be a little bit more creative to sell a property in this market, and we're certainly doing that now. So I think that's sort of the gist of what I think it takes. If you have any questions, feel free to direct message me or call me. My cell, email. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Hope you guys have an awesome December, and we'll see you next month. Take care.